Ever wonder how shoes went from like a handcrafted luxury
Yeah,
to something almost everyone can afford?
right.
It's a wild story.
It is.
It's one of ingenuity, perseverance,
Definitely.
and one man's incredible journey.
Yeah.
Today we're diving deep into the
Um,
life of Jan Ernst Matzeliger,
I'm excited.
an inventor whose creation completely revolutionized
Really do.
the footwear industry.
Hmm.
And really, it changed the way we walk,
It's true.
literally.
Yeah, it's fascinating how Matzeliger's story
Oh, yeah?
isn't just about shoes.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a reflection of like this really pivotal moment in history.
I see it.
Immigration,
Right.
the changing dynamics of labor in this
Yeah.
rapidly evolving world. Like his life is just intertwined with these
Totally.
larger trends.
Yeah, let's start with Matzeliger himself.
Okay.
Born in 1852 in Suriname,
Hmm.
his path to becoming an inventor
Yeah.
was far from straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Multicultural heritage,
Right.
limited formal education,
Yeah.
and faced numerous obstacles throughout his life.
Absolutely, it's a classic tale of overcoming the odds.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And picture this.
Yeah.
He begins working in a machine shop at just 10 years old.
Wow.
By the time he sets sail for the United States in 1873,
Mm.
he's already a skilled machinist.
Wow.
He arrives in Philadelphia,
Okay.
works as a cobbler for a bit,
Mm.
then moves to Boston,
Right.
eventually settling in Lynn, Massachusetts,
Okay.
which, as you might know, was the heart of the shoemaking industry at the time.
That's right.
It was the place to be.
It's incredible to think about the drive
Mm-hmm.
and the determination he must have had,
I know.
especially considering all of the limitations.
Yes.
I mean, he's learning a new language,
Yeah.
working in a demanding industry,
Totally.
and still finding the time and the energy to pursue knowledge.
And that's where his dedication just shines.
Yeah.
Picture him attending evening classes after long hours in
Yeah.
the factory, devouring scientific books,
Oh, wow.
essentially teaching himself engineering.
Wow.
I mean, the guy just had this thirst for knowledge
That's incredible.
and an unwavering belief in his abilities.
So let's set the scene a little bit.
Okay.
In the shoe industry of the late 1800s,
Mm-hmm.
machines were taking over many aspects of production,
It's true.
making things faster and more efficient.
All right.
But there was one crucial step
Yes.
that remained resistant to mechanization,
Okay.
the lasting process.
This is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Lasting refers to shaping the upper part of the shoe and attaching it to the sole.
Okay.
And traditionally, it was done entirely by hand.
Wow.
I can imagine the dexterity and the precision required
Yeah.
to get it just right.
So this bottleneck
Yes.
had huge implications
Comes with whole.
industry.
Yeah.
Skilled handlasters were in high demand.
Right.
They commanded good wages,
Yeah.
and they even formed unions to
Interesting.
protect their interests.
Yeah, absolutely. Shoemakers were desperate for a solution.
Yeah.
Some way to mechanize this
Uh-huh.
crucial step.
I say,
But it seemed like an impossible task.
wow.
I mean, the process was so intricate,
Yeah.
so dependent on human touch and judgment
Right.
that no one had been able to crack the code.
And then along comes Matzeliger.
Right.
He takes a very different approach.
Okay.
Instead of trying to build on these previous failed attempts,
Right.
he focuses on observation.
Interesting.
He spends hours watching the handlasters,
Mm-hmm.
carefully studying their movements,
Yeah.
meticulously documenting every single step.
Wow.
It's almost like he's dissecting the very essence of the process.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Breaking it down to its fundamental elements.
Yeah, his first prototype
Yes.
wasn't built in a fancy workshop or anything,
I wouldn't imagine.
with state-of-the-art equipment.
No.
It was cobbled together from scraps,
Wow.
discarded cigar boxes,
Really?
bits of wire, whatever he could get his hands on.
Wow. That's ingenuity.
Yeah, pure ingenuity,
Yeah.
fueled by passion
Yeah.
and a deep understanding of mechanics.
Amazing how resourceful he was,
He really was.
especially while working full-time and battling all this limitation.
It's true that first prototype was really just a proof of concept,
Right.
a way to test his theories
Yeah.
and see if his understanding of the mechanics was sound.
It demonstrated that his vision was possible.
Right.
Then came the real challenge,
Yeah.
translating that vision into a functional machine,
Yeah.
one made of iron
Okay.
and capable of withstanding the rigors of factory production.
He gets a lucky break when he lands a job
Okay.
as a maintenance machinist
Right.
at a shoe factory.
Yeah.
This gives him access to a workspace,
Yes.
better materials,
Mhm.
and even some support from those who recognized his talent.
That's great.
But even with these advantages,
Yeah.
it was still an uphill battle.
It really was.
It took him 4 years of relentless work countless setbacks,
Uh-huh.
and unwavering determination
Right.
to finally develop a working model
Yeah.
of his shoe-lasting machine.
4 years.
I know. It's amazing.
It's hard to imagine.
And let's not forget
Yeah.
the financial challenges.
Oh, right.
He needed funding for testing and patenting,
Right.
but many investors just wanted to buy him out,
Wow.
to take his invention
Yeah.
and exploit it for their own profit.
He could have easily given in,
Yeah.
taken the money,
Fine,
and walked away.
But he held firm,
He did.
believing in his vision
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to ensure
Yeah.
that his invention would benefit society as a whole,
Of course.
not just a select few.
He eventually found partners
He did.
who shared his vision,
Yeah.
leading to the formation of the Consolidated Lasting Machine Company.
So in January of 1882,
Okay.
Matzeliger files his patent application.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay.
His invention was so complex, so unlike anything the patent office had ever seen,
Yeah.
that they actually sent an official
No way.
all the way to Lynn,
Wow.
just to verify that the machine existed
Wow.
and functioned as described.
That's how groundbreaking his invention was.
Oh.
They questioned if it was even real.
The patent was finally granted in 1883,
Okay.
but it took another 2 years
Wow.
to build a second model,
Right.
one that was ready for rigorous factory testing.
Right.
And in May of 1885,
Okay.
that moment arrived.
Yeah.
The machine was put through its paces
Mm.
on a factory floor in Lynn,
Okay.
and the results were astounding.
Wow.
It produced 75
Wow.
perfectly finished pairs of shoes,
Incredible.
meeting the exacting standards of the industry.
It really was a triumph of engineering. It
I have
was
to
a
admit.
testament to Matzeliger's deep understanding of
Yeah.
both the mechanics and the delicate artistry
Right.
of shoe construction.
It was a game changer.
Oh, without a doubt.
News of Matzeliger's success spread quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And shoe factories all over the country
Right.
were eager to get their hands on his invention.
Of course. But all this excitement
Yeah.
was accompanied by a growing sense of unease among the handlasters.
Right.
They knew
Yeah.
that this new technology
Right.
had the potential to disrupt their entire industry, and they weren't sure what that would mean
Yeah.
for their livelihoods.
It must have been a time of great uncertainty and
Mm.
anxiety
Yeah.
for these skilled workers.
Right.
I mean, their specialized skills,
Yeah.
the very thing that had given them security and a good living,
Mm-hmm.
were suddenly threatened by this new machine.
Right. It's a classic example
Yeah.
of how technological innovation can create both opportunity and disruption,
Yeah.
often simultaneously.
Absolutely. And it wasn't just the handlasters who were affected.
Right.
I mean, the entire shoemaking industry
Yeah.
was on the verge of a major transformation.
Yeah. It was
And the
just-
ripple effects of Matzeliger's invention
Yeah.
would be felt far beyond
Absolutely.
the factory floors of Lynn.
It's a fascinating story.
It is.
And we're only just scratching the surface. That's
Right.
So as shoe factories were like clamoring
Right.
to adopt Matzeliger's invention,
Yeah.
you can imagine the apprehension
Oh, yeah.
among the handlasters.
Yeah, for sure.
They had built their lives
Mhm.
around this really specialized skill,
Yeah.
and the prospect of being replaced
Yeah.
by a machine must have been terrifying.
It's hard to overstate the impact
Oh, yeah.
this must have had on their
Yeah.
lives, their wages, their sense of identity,
Yeah.
even their social standing
Right.
within the community.
Exactly.
It was all tied to their craft.
And the Lasters Union,
Yeah.
which had been formed in 1880
Oh.
to advocate for their rights and their interests,
Mm.
was now faced with this pivotal moment.
Yeah.
How do they respond
Right.
to this new technology
Yeah.
that threatens to undermine everything they've fought for?
It's a question that resonates even today.
Oh, absolutely.
As technology continues to evolve at this just unprecedented pace,
Right.
we see similar anxieties
Yeah.
and uncertainties
Mm.
playing out in various industries.
But what's remarkable about the Lasters Union
Mhm.
is that they didn't simply resist change
Right.
or try to hold back progress.
Okay.
They adopted a much more nuanced and ultimately more effective approach.
They understood that the machine was here to stay.
They did.
So instead of fighting this losing battle,
Right.
they focused on ensuring
Yeah.
that its adoption didn't come at the expense
Mm.
of their members' well-being.
Precisely, they recognized the potential benefits
Yeah.
of mechanization,
Oh, okay.
increased efficiency,
Mhm.
lower production costs.
Right.
But they also insisted on a fair share of those
Okay.
benefits
Oh, I see.
for the workers.
So instead of rejecting the machine outright,
Yeah,
they fought for fair wages
they did.
for those operating it
Right.
and insisted on maintaining control over this new skill set.
Yeah, they understood that knowledge and expertise were their most valuable assets, even in a changing technological landscape.
One of the first major clashes occurred in 1887 at the W.L. Douglas Company factory in Brockton, Massachusetts. The lasters went on strike.
They did.
Demanding higher wages for those working on the lasting machines and a guarantee that only union members would be allowed to operate them.
So they really took a stand.
They did. It must have been a tense standoff.
It was, with both sides feeling the pressure.
The factory owner, W.L. Douglas, initially resisted the union's demands.
He argued that the machines could be operated by unskilled labor, implying that wages should be lowered.
It's a classic power struggle.
It is.
The factory owners seeking to maximize profits. The workers fighting to protect their livelihoods and their dignity.
And the outcome of this struggle had far-reaching implications, not just for the shoe industry, but for the broader labor movement as a whole.
So how did it all play out?
Well, did the lasters succeed in their demands?
I'm curious.
They did.
Wow.
And it's a testament to their organization, their solidarity, and their strategic negotiation skills.
Great.
They managed to win back their previous wage levels.
Wow.
Ensuring that those running the lasting machines were fairly compensated.
That's a huge victory.
It was.
What about their demand that only union members operate the machines? Did they manage to secure that as well?
They did. They negotiated an agreement that gave them control over the training and certification of machine operators. This meant that they could effectively regulate the supply of skilled labor, protecting their members from being undercut by this flood of cheap, unskilled workers.
It's remarkable how they managed to turn a potentially devastating situation into an opportunity to strengthen their position and secure a better future for their members.
It's a powerful example
It is.
of how collective action and a willingness to adapt can help workers navigate the challenges of technological disruption.
It speaks to the foresight and the pragmatism of the Lasters Union. They understood that clinging to the past was futile. The world was changing, technology was advancing, and they needed to find a way to embrace that change while still protecting the interests of their members.
And it's important to note that Matzeliger himself, despite being the catalyst for all this upheaval, was never vilified by the Lasters.
Interesting.
They recognized that his invention wasn't inherently good or bad.
I see.
It was a tool. And its impact on their lives depended on how it was implemented and who controlled it.
That's a really insightful point.
I think so.
It's not about the technology itself, but how it's used and who benefits from it.
A lesson that continues to resonate today as we grapple with the societal implications of artificial intelligence automation and all these other transformative technologies.
Speaking of Matzeliger, while all this labor drama was unfolding, he wasn't simply sitting back and watching from the sidelines.
He was still deeply involved in refining his invention, constantly seeking ways to improve its efficiency, its reliability, and its impact on the industry.
His dedication was truly remarkable.
Oh, yeah. Even as his health began to deteriorate and never stopped working, tinkering, exploring new ideas.
It's incredible to think that even as he faced his own mortality, he was still so focused on pushing the boundaries of innovation.
And his unwavering belief in the power of human ingenuity.
He even delved into the complexities of motors.
He did.
And the elusive concept of perpetual motion.
A testament to his boundless curiosity.
Perpetual motion. Can you explain that a bit further for our listeners who might not be familiar with the concept?
Perpetual motion refers to the idea of a machine that can operate indefinitely without any external energy source. It's a concept that has fascinated inventors and scientists for centuries.
I see.
But it's considered to be impossible according to the laws of physics.
So why was Matzeliger interested in perpetual motion? Was he trying to defy the laws of physics?
Not necessarily. His interest in perpetual motion likely stemmed from his desire to create a machine that was as efficient and self-sustaining as possible.
I see.
He might have seen it as the ultimate challenge,
Right.
a way to push the boundaries of what was considered possible.
It's a fascinating glimpse into his mind.
It is.
It shows that he wasn't just a practical inventor.
Right.
He was also a dreamer, a visionary, who wasn't afraid to explore unconventional ideas.
And his exploration of perpetual motion, even if it was ultimately a futile pursuit, speaks to his restless spirit, his unwavering belief in the power of human ingenuity, and his desire to push the limits of what was possible.
It's a reminder that innovation often involves taking risks, exploring uncharted territory, and challenging conventional wisdom.
Absolutely. And even though Matzeliger's quest for perpetual motion may not have yielded any practical results, it likely influenced his approach to invention and his determination to create machines that were as efficient and self-sustaining as possible.
It's a shame that his health began to decline.
It is.
Just as his invention was gaining widespread recognition.
Yeah.
What happened next?
Well, in 1886, what started as a persistent cold turned out to be something far more serious.
Oh, no.
Tuberculosis.
Oh, wow.
His condition worsened, and he found himself relying on the support of his close-knit community, especially two women who had become dear friends during his years of tireless work on the lasting machine.
It must have been a difficult time for him.
It was.
To be struck down by illness.
Yeah.
Just as he was achieving his dreams.
Right. It's a reminder that life can be unpredictable.
Yeah, it really is.
And that success can sometimes be bittersweet.
And it speaks to the strength.
It does.
Of the community he had built around him.
Right.
These women, the Lewises.
Yes.
Welcomed him into their home.
They did.
And provided him with care and companionship during his final years.
That's incredible.
It's heartwarming to know that he wasn't alone.
It is.
During those difficult times.
Yeah, it shows that his impact extended beyond his invention.
That he had touched the lives of those around him in a profound way.
He eventually moved in with the Lewises.
He did.
And they cared for him until his death in August of 1889.
That's incredibly kind of them.
It is.
It speaks volumes about the kind of person Matzeliger was.
Right.
That he inspired such loyalty and compassion in those who knew him.
It's a testament to his character, his humility.
It is.
And the genuine connections he forged with those around him.
Absolutely.
So despite his declining health and the challenges he faced, Matzeliger never lost sight of the bigger picture.
Right.
He was determined to use his success to make a positive impact on the world.
Of course.
To leave behind a legacy that would extend far beyond his invention.
It would.
Tell us more about how he chose to do that.
As Matzeliger's health was fading, he was really meticulously planning how his fortune would benefit the community that had embraced him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he drafted his will.
Ensuring his wealth would uplift others even after he was gone.
It wasn't just about leaving money behind, but about making a lasting impact.
Exactly.
What specific provisions did he make in his will?
Well, he bequeathed a significant portion of his fortune to the North Congregational Church, the very place that had welcomed him when others hadn't.
Yeah.
Now, what's remarkable is that he stipulated the funds be used to support the poor of Lynn, regardless of their religious affiliation.
Oh, wow.
This showcases his compassion and commitment to social justice.
That's really special.
It is.
He could have easily just focused on his own congregation.
Right.
But he chose to extend his generosity to the entire community.
His vision went beyond those narrow boundaries.
Right.
He wanted to create a more equitable society where everyone had the chance to thrive.
And he also left specific provisions for the young people that he had mentored.
Right, ensuring they had access to education and opportunities he himself had been denied.
It's like he was paying it forward.
Yes.
Investing in the future generation.
Absolutely.
Did he make any other notable bequests?
He even remembered the medical professionals who cared for him during his illness, demonstrating his profound gratitude and recognition of their dedication.
It's really beautiful.
It is.
These acts of kindness weren't just charitable donations. They were thoughtful investments in the future.
Right. It's clear that Matzeliger understood that true progress isn't just about creating something new.
Right.
It's about using that creation to make the world a better, more equitable place.
While his physical presence was fading,
Yeah.
His creative spirit found an outlet in painting.
It did.
Right.
Yeah. He created these beautiful landscapes, often depicting scenes from his childhood in Suriname.
Oh, wow.
Testament to the enduring power of memory and the importance of staying connected to one's roots.
It's touching that he found solace in art.
It is.
Connecting with his past through these paintings.
Yeah, they offer a glimpse into his inner world. His appreciation for beauty, and perhaps a longing for those familiar landscapes of his youth.
It's a reminder that even amidst hardship,
yes,
there's always room for art, for expression, for finding comfort in the things that bring us joy.
Sadly, in August of 1889, Ernst Matzeliger succumbed to tuberculosis at the young age of 37.
He didn't live to see the full impact of his invention.
He didn't, but his legacy continues to reverberate throughout the footwear industry and beyond.
His story is truly inspiring.
It is. His obituary in the Lynn newspaper perfectly captured the sentiment, calling him an exemplary, big-hearted young man whose lasting machine made quality footwear accessible to the masses.
And the impact of his invention was undeniable.
It was by the early 1900s. Lynn and its surrounding areas had become like a shoemaking powerhouse.
Oh, wow.
Imagine over 230 factories churning out an astounding 1 million pairs of shoes daily.
That's incredible.
And the industry's income reportedly skyrocketed by 350% directly because of Matzeliger's lasting machine.
Wow.
It's hard to overstate his contribution to modern footwear.
Absolutely. But Matzeliger's story goes far beyond just economic impact.
Oh, it does.
It's a story of human resilience, of overcoming adversity, of pursuing one's passion with unwavering commitment, and of using one's talents to uplift others and leave the world a better place.
Absolutely. And even though he passed away over a century ago, his legacy continues to inspire. He received numerous posthumous honors, including a gold medal at the 1901 Pan American Exposition, a commemorative postage stamp in 1991, and even a shoe brand named in his honor, Gems by Pencil, launched in 2023 by renowned footwear designer Dr. D. Wayne Edwards.
It's amazing to think that his story is still being celebrated.
It is.
And recognized today.
Yeah, these honors are a testament to the enduring power of his legacy.
His life challenges us.
It does.
To look beyond the objects we take for granted. To consider the often hidden stories of innovation and perseverance that shape our world.
They do.
And to recognize the potential within each of us to make a meaningful contribution, no matter the obstacles we face.
So the next time you slip on your shoes, take a moment to remember Ernst Matzeliger.
I will.
The brilliant and compassionate inventor whose legacy continues to walk with us every step of the way.
His story is a powerful reminder.
It is.
That innovation isn't just about creating new things. It's about using those creations to improve lives, empower communities, and leave a lasting footprint of positive change on the world.
And as Matzeliger's story so eloquently demonstrates, sometimes the simplest of objects can carry within them the most extraordinary tales of human ingenuity and the transformative power of a single idea.
And with that, we conclude our deep dive into the extraordinary life of Ernst Matzeliger.
He was amazing.
An unsung hero whose legacy continues to inspire.
It does.
And remind us that true innovation is about more than just invention.
Absolutely.
It's about using our talents to make the world a better place.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
If this deep dive into the world of shoemaking and innovation sparked your curiosity, we encourage you to explore further.
I agree.
Who knows what other fascinating tales of unsung heroes and groundbreaking inventions are waiting to be discovered.
That's true.
Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the fascinating stories that shape our world.